Okay, so boom, that time my daddy tried to tell folk a scared man take your life. Now this story is about Ray D. Ray D was an old head who came to the penitentiary with one of them charges of taking a woman's innocence and end up in a situation in the penitentiary. Now, a lot of people assume when people get them kind of cases that they get a lot of time or they get mistreated in the penitentiary. But what most people don't understand is a lot of them do not get touched in the penitentiary because the institution protects them. And if you do something to them, listen to me, you going to close or you going to max. You don't know what close or max is, they let me know you ain't never been to the penitentiary. And if you ain't never been to the penitentiary, I advise you to never go to the penitentiary. And another thing people don't know or understand is when them people come to the penitentiary, sometimes it really only be the white gangs who really be on that because society treat people who in the penitentiary as if they animals and expect for the people in the penitentiary to do something to these people when they get there versus them doing something to them on the streets, not only before they got locked up or when they get out. I'm gonna wait till you get there with the animals. And there's people in there who trying to go home. They not related to them people that stuff happened to. They ain't doing that. If an inmate do something on the basis of somebody's case, it's because they being selfish and it's beneficial to them. It is not centered in a heartfelt, man, I'm doing this to you because you did it to a child or you did it to a woman. And let me explain something else to you. You got people who do stuff like that, they got the mind of a killer. And you can't assume just on the basis of they got that kind of charge that them folk won't defend themselves. They know when they get off the bus or get off the train, wherever they going, what kind of case they got, and the rumors that's already done, you know, what people say about them who got them kind of charges. So you gotta understand, some of them might come in there scared because they were scared on the town. But it's a lot of them who was out there taking it, and them folks is vicious, point blank, period. So Ray D done got out of the penitentiary, came back to the penitentiary, and he had Northeast on the mountain, and it's somebody there that's related to the woman he did something to. When Ray D get there, me and my daddy, we sitting on the rock, we chilling, cooling, minding our own business. Ray D them come in out the train, boom, he come in, he going to say, my daddy tell you like, man, my daddy turned around go in the cell. Because one thing that frustrated my daddy a lot, I ain't gonna say more than other things, but this is one of the things that frustrated him a lot. When people he did a lot of time with get out of the penitentiary and come back to the penitentiary. And not only come back to the penitentiary, they come back with a sentence that they get out before him again. He's seen people come back to the penitentiary 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times while he's sitting in there and he done renewed himself waiting for his opportunity. It's no different than people in the streets who constantly trying to do right, and you watching people who don't do nothing right in life get over on everybody, get over on the system, lie about everything, but somehow they taking trips, somehow they got bigger car, somehow they got better clothes, they got better this, they in relationships, they done had kids, women believe in them, they giving them whatever they want, cooking meals for them or drink their bath water. You sitting over here trying to check all the boxes and do everything righteous, and for some reason it just ain't working out for you. Just because you got a big heart and you a genuine person, the world choose to run over you and overlook you because the saying is the good guys finish last. Why you sitting here like, and then you would try to say I'm hating when I asked the woman, why would you do that for when you, and you just can't explain it. So my daddy walk off in the cell, right? I come in the cell, hey, well, I'm like, man, what's up? He was like, man, dude just came in at Ray D, right? Man, did some time with dude down there in Brush Mountain. This dude done came back to the penitentiary 2 times. 2 times. I'm wondering what kind of time he got now. While we in here talking about the situation, my daddy ain't tell me the story when he first ran across him in Brush Mountain. Dude done made his rounds like everybody else do. My daddy walk into Tiny cell. He going over to use the phone, go over to get the phone. I'm sitting in the cell, I'm watching TV, I'm chilling, right, waiting on my daddy to come back. Ray D come to the cell because somebody done told him Joe T is at this penitentiary. He pop, pop, Big Joe, hey, Big Joe is Ray D, baby. I open the door, pop. He look at me, I look at him, we look at each other. He say, you ain't Joe, but you Joe. Where? Am I tripping? He turn around and say to the person, hey, man, my daddy coming out of tiny cell. He's standing in the door. I got the door popped. I'm standing right there. And he turned around and he see my daddy with his bow-legged cell. He, what's up, Ray D? He turned around. Ray D said, it's two of y'all up in here. It's two of y'all. My daddy say, man, that's my son, man. What's up, man? What you doing, man? Man, that's what I'm finna come over and holler at you about. He was like, man, hey, man, you look just like that peanut head dude, man. Man, your daddy, man. Look, by that time, my daddy get over here. He grabbed my daddy head, right? My daddy, man, go on, man. He said, man, come on in and say, man, holler at me, Rick. I got a bone to pick with you. He said, man, I already know, man. Man, what's your name, though? He said, man, that's Lil Joe, man. That's the third, man. I used to tell y'all, man, that Lil Joe, man. Man, bless his soul. What's up with you, Lil Joe, baby? I said, man, I don't play that baby stuff. I don't even know what the situation is yet. Oh, my bad, Joe T. What's up, everything straight, man? My dad said, yeah, everything straight, man. Don't pay my son no attention. He play all the time. I be telling him, quit playing with folks. Man, I'm just saying, man, but yeah, look. So, man, Big Joe, man, them folks done got me again, man. My dad said, what you do? Man, can't get that monk out of my back. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to you, Joe. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, you know what I'm saying? Can't get that monk out of my back, man. Got another one of them, you know what I'm saying? Another situation or whatever. Man, but I'm trying to see, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get situated, you know what I'm saying? Till my people get me right, give me a little food and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Trying to catch my people and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I just come up here, holler at you real quick, see if you can help me out, right? I'm looking at my dad and I'm already reading what's going on up in this point. I'm at this point, I'm like, here we go again. Here he go again, being charity around here and helping everybody do it. And I don't even know this dude. What's up with dude? My dad saying, well, let me get situated real quick. He was like, man, go over and holler at Tiny. He was like, oh, Tiny up here too. He was like, yeah. So he fade out of the cell, go over with Tiny. I'm like, man, what's Ray D's story? He said, man, I'm gonna tell you about it. He was like, man, not right now. He was like, man, I need to call baby real quick. He was like, step out the cell and take care of his business. I said, what you mean step out the cell? What I gotta step out the cell for you to take care of your business. Whatever you got going on, I got going on. Whatever I got going on, you got going on. So whatever's going on up in this cell is a we thing. There ain't no private conversation. Like, unless you trying to do something freaky, what you doing? Hold on, Daddy. Let me ask you something anyway. Cause you been locked up along. What type of freaking is you doing up in this cell anyway when I ain't there with that violation? You ain't finna be doing that up here, my dad. Man, boo, if you don't get up out this cell, man, I said, man, look. All that having to check in with this girl, I ain't finna keep doing it with you, bro. Like, just text her, let her know you got the horn, and there's some other stuff that need to go on. Because ain't nobody finna be sitting on the phone with her all the time with her insecurity, man. We is in the penitentiary doing real time. What you gonna do, send the police up in here? He said, boo, I said, that was up. You got the cell, bro. I step out of the cell, Tiny and Ray D over there talking. Ray D walk off. I mob right on over there. Tiny, what's up with you? Man, I ain't doing nothing, man. That ain't crazy, man. I said, he walking towards the cell. I said, man, what you talking about? He said, what's up, Lil Joe? I said, man, holla at you. He said, man, come on in the cell. I walk in behind him, man, bless his cell. He tell Aaron, step out the cell real quick. Let me holler at Lil Joe real quick. He was like, all right, he jumped down off, the pink toe jumped down off the bump. Mob out of the cell. Tiny firing up a cigarette. On the pop like, man, Ray D crazy, Joe T. Your daddy tell you about you down there brushing mouth up. I said, he said he was gonna tell me. I said, but then, you know, he got to check in with that girl. He asked me to step out the cell. What's up with that, Type? What you think about that? Because I think that girl thinks she run my daddy because she paying the phone bill or whatever going on. Like, he be acting real funny, Type. It ain't none of my business right there, Lil Joe. It ain't none of my business right there. I said, what's up? I said, you scared of him? Scared of who? Scared of your daddy? Man, I ain't scared of nobody, man. That just ain't none of my business. You ain't been locked up long enough. You don't understand.
You don't understand. You don't get between no man and no woman in the penitentiary, especially if she riding. Whatever that man got going on, however he need to do it to make whatever happen, hey, you need to stay out of the business. Stay out of the business, right? I said, man, that's my daddy. He said, I understand that, Joe, but whatever y'all got going on, you need to talk to him about that. But as far as that girl go, leave me out of it. I ain't got nothing to do with that, because I already know how these dudes get the trip out the gas. I said, well, whatever. I said, what's up with Ray D? He said, man, really, I want to let your daddy tell you the story, right? I'm going to let your daddy tell you. I said, you want to go over here with me? Yeah, come on, let's go over here real quick. Come on, let's go over here real quick. I popped the door. My daddy done took the violation out, which means he out the phone. Tiny done tucked his cigarette like he finna walk over here and smoke at the cell. So when he walk out of the cell and put it on the side, as we walking, he got the cigarette on this side. I'm on the right of him. We walking back to the cell. He keep bending his head, smoking his cigarette right there. I said, I hope you finish it before we get to the cell, because you're not finna smoke that in the cell. Man, I already knew I'm not finna smoke in y'all cell, little Joe. Dang, you ain't got to act like that. You act just like your daddy, man. I said, man, he act just like me. How you gonna act just like you and he older than you? I said, he act just like me. He put it out on the wall and thumped it by the drain. I said, man, get that, man. She gonna be walking around. Man, little Joe, I said, just put it down in the drain. That's why we can't do nothing right now. What's wrong with you? You right. Man, we walk in the cell, Tiny walk in. Man, bless his cell. Hey, you ain't gonna tell your son about Ray D? Man, look, boo. When the penitentiary was the penitentiary, I said, let me sit down on the bunk. Tiny said, let me sit down right here. He said, cause this story right now, it don't never get old. Boom, he give my daddy get Tiny the pillow. He sit down on the toilet. I'm sitting at the foot of the bed. My dad is sitting up by the window, and he got the jack. He got the jack in between us, right? I said, you put the phone on that side over there, because, you know what I'm saying, anything go left, you taking charge. Boo that girl down there. Ain't nobody, we ain't got to worry about it. I'm just saying, if Garcia or anybody coming here, you don't need to have that phone close by me. You got life sentence. You gonna take that charge. Tiny said, y'all argue like this all the time? My daddy said, he argue like this all the time. I don't pay the man no attention. I said, what's up with Ray D? Do I need to keep him from up here? That's all I need to know. Is he the police? Is he a boy? Like, is he a part of the perverted Rainbow Club? Because you didn't want to tell me, Daddy, you act like you scared of him. I ain't never seen you act like you scared of somebody. I got to provoke him, right? I look over at Tiny, and then Tiny act like he's scared to tell the story too. Like, it's going to get back to Ray D, like Ray D going to jump on him or something. My dad say, it ain't, listen, for one, I ain't scared of nobody. My dad, for one, I ain't scared of, I gassed him up real good. He done stood up. He done got that story time mode. For one, I ain't scared of nobody. Let me tell you that now. The Tiny hand, yeah, your dad ain't scared of nobody. I said, you ain't say you wasn't scared of him though. So do whatever. Let my daddy finish what he's finna tell me. My daddy say, so, man, we down there, man, rushing out, man. Ray D get off the bus, right? He's supposed to be the folks on the town, right? Everybody embraced him, you know what I'm saying, ready to bring me, you know what I'm saying? He talking about he ain't want to be a part of the structure, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool. But then they started talking about, you know what I'm saying, what Ray D was supposed to have been locked up for. You know what I'm saying? It did a little time for, and then they talking about what he's supposed to have been locked up for, right? So with that kind of case, you know what I'm saying, the folks, we done went and hollered at him, let him know what's up. Ray D tell me, look, after we hollered at him, Ray D come to my cell and tell me, man, look here, Joe. What I do on the town ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in this penitentiary. But this is what I need people in here to understand, Joe. Just because I got this monkey on my back and I done did some stuff and I know it messed up. And I can't explain it, and I ain't gonna explain it to nobody. I done made mistakes in here just like everybody else in here. That's why we in here. But for somebody to think, because of what I did on the street, they finna extort me, pump me, make me a sissy, talk to me any kind of way, dude, I'm gonna kill something. Joe, do you hear me? That's what my daddy tell me. I'm gonna kill something. And Joe, my daddy said, he looked me dead in my eye. I don't know if he was threatening me or not. Do you understand me, Joe?
My daddy said, I told him, yeah, I understand, but you need to watch your tone. He said, man, hey, look here, Joe. What you in here for? Now, I know in people, man, your charge wouldn't compare to mine. But when you come to the penitentiary for somebody losing their life, it ain't nobody in the penitentiary saying you wrong because somebody lost their life and now their kids ain't got their parents no more or their grandparents no more or they can't do this, and that. It's honorable when somebody come in here with a murder case, but then I come in here and my daddy say, I know you ain't sitting here trying to justify what you got going on, Ray D. My daddy say, he say, I ain't saying it's justification in any crime. Every crime is wrong. But you know what the stigma is when it comes to the situation, what you got going on versus what it is I got going on. Now the culture probably do look at things from a crooked lens, but don't dare try to sit here and compare and make everybody else try to see your case the same way. Man, Joe, that's what I don't like. That's what I don't like. And then they get it twisted because they don't know I'm going to twist that knife in them, Joe. And I don't want to have to do that to nobody in here. My daddy say, well, you ain't got to worry about none of the folks getting in your way or trying to treat you no type of way. You know what I'm saying? We already had a conversation. It is what it is with you. But I tell you this, we ain't got no protection for you neither. We ain't finna stand in the gap for you on that type of situation. Ray D, you man, listen, man, you one man army, man. You all for yourself. This is what it is. Ray D said, and I can respect that. I just ain't trying to let nobody stab me in my back. It was that on that. My daddy say some months go by. Ray D been hanging around the boys, but he ain't messing with the boys. A lot of time, people get to associate with them boys because it's almost like they accept them and they see other people treating them a certain type of way. Now, it could be a tactic to try to win you on, to try to wheel you on in, but a lot of people will get cool with the boys because they'll look at it like, man, they cool, like they don't bother me, like they cool. If you ain't on that, they ain't gonna try you anyway. They ain't gonna say nothing slick. So it's a real big dude. My dad said real big, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about real big, known for, you know what I'm saying? Doing this and doing that when people got them kind of charges. So he started picking with Ray D all the time. He said, Ray D go in the cell one day. Ray D go in the cell. Everybody see the door is open. The big dude go in, boom, close the door. Next thing you know, they touching it. You hear what's going on. 9 times out of 10, he probably trying to take it from Ray D. Man, Ray D come up out of there, blood all on his shirt, run to the police. Y'all better help him. Y'all better get him. Y'all better help him. The police, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Ray D tell the police, man, I don't know what he thought this was, man. He trying to take you, he tell the police that he was basically trying to hump him in there, right? Trying to hump him in there. And he done went in, stabbed him. I'm talking big, my dad say, big dude. The medical come down, boom, they take him to the outside hospital. He lived. They take Ray D to the back, put an investigation, trying to figure out what's going on. Now, in situations like that, when it come out, it's self-defense, but it ain't self-defense because, for one, you in the penitentiary. Second thing is, if it's a knife, they look at it because that's contraband. You don't supposed to have no knife, but it wasn't a knife. It was a pencil. So it came off as self-defense. They ain't even stick him on closer max. They let him come back out to the compound and end up maxing out the big dude for coming in there trying to do that to him. My daddy say Ray D came back to the pod and was respected. Point blank, period. Like, set the tone. Like, ain't nobody finna mess with Ray D because he understand what he here for, what he did. But at the same time, Ray D gonna do it to you. He said he stabbed one of the biggest dudes that was in the unit at the time. So when my daddy tell me that, I'm like, and? So what that supposed to mean? Like, he just said he still had that monkey on his back. So what you think he's saying, Daddy? My daddy say, I guess he got another one of them charges. Tiny said, yep. When he came over here and hollered at me, he said he came over here, he was gonna tell you, he said, but little Joe's in here. You know what I'm saying? He said, you don't know your son like that, you know, y'all
He know what we did. He just said, man, he was out riding down the street, couldn't pay his bills. The girl he was messing with told him he had to go because her family found out. You know what I'm saying? He was on the sex offender list, and he wasn't taking care of his kids, couldn't be around his kids. And the girl started, you know what I'm saying, complaining because she acted like she was scared to tell him. You know, she wasn't sure about if he should be around, and because she had kids. And he said it got down to the point where he asked, like, what you want me to do? Because you know I ain't got nowhere to stay. And she was like, I think we should live in. He said he jumped on her. You know what I'm saying? He apologized and he ended up leaving. She ain't called the police on him. Said he was living in his car and going calling. He's trying to stay here and staying there and staying in hotels. And Jay said, man, this girl was, man, Joe, man, you know, it's just sad that there's people out there like that, man, that really, you know, I don't know if he was doing that before he wasn't stable or if it just drove him to it, but, you know, a lot of people got their thing that they go to when, you know, they stress. You know, some people go to alcohol and some people go back to cocaine and some people smoke crack. Some people smoke powder. Some people smoke weed. Some people pop pills. Some people, you know what I'm saying, stressed out, they rob. Some people hypersexual. Some people just have sex with just woman after woman and don't even realize, you know, it's some kind of trauma that's triggering and is making you go back to a familiar place where you thinking you relieving this distraction, and before you know it, you doing something you ain't got no business doing, man. And I ain't joke, you know, I ain't at all saying, you know, I'm justifying his actions. You know, we've been in this place a long time. We've seen a lot of people rotate and come back through that door, and just because it's a rape case, you know, we train to look at it like, man, you took that from that woman or that, you know. But man, Joe, how many times we done heard the dope boy get out there and say he had a job for a certain amount of time, wasn't making it, couldn't keep up with the lifestyle, ended up had a woman, you know, couldn't do for her like he wanted to because we naturally providers, couldn't take care of his kid like he wanted to. Baby mama calling, asking for this, asking for that. He can't do it like he really want to. So eventually, you know, he run into one of his partners, next thing you know, he hustling. How many times we heard that story? My dad say, yep, true. Not just that. How many people we know, you know what I'm saying, jack boys, get out there trying to, and then they go back to robbing. How many people we know come in here, you know, get clean to an extent, get out there, realize that they can't adapt back out into society after doing all this time in the penitentiary, in a structured environment where you thinking is preparing you for the outside, but you're only making $35, $75 a month unless you're working up there at the wood plant where Boo at. But everybody ain't up there at the wood plant. So you get out and you thinking, you ain't realizing you got a light bill, you got car note, you got insurance, you got rent, you got to take care of this, you need grocery, you need gas, you need this, if you need tires at the flat. And then you get out there and then all these, and then next thing you know, to try to release something, it might start with a little cigarette. Next thing you know, you put crack rock in there. Now you smoking Chevys. Next thing you know, you tooting powder. You try to run away from the reality that you just can't seem to adjust to. And then next thing you know, you done start stealing. You done start doing this. You done start doing that. And you back in the penitentiary, man. Man, Joe T, man, trying to say, Joe T, when I seen Ray D, I said to myself, I know what he back in here for. Because most people come back in here for the same thing when they get out. Very rarely have I seen somebody who was a dope boy get out there and come back in here for stealing cars. Very rarely have I seen a jacker get out there and come back in here. Am I lying, Joe T? The only thing different is people who jack, if they get into a situation that it might be a body, it's because they was in the commission of a robbery gone bad and they had to because it was going to be them or them. It ain't because they a killer. How many people we done seen get out on murder cases, come back here on murder cases, Joe? People return back to what they familiar to when they stressed out because we have not been helped.
when it comes to, we ain't got no help, we ain't got nobody to rely on, and it ain't no system to really run to when as a man or a woman, you realizing you just breaking down. So people go to what they familiar to, and it take a whole lot to not go back to that thing. Commercial break me, please. I done it. If you ain't watched Traps, go watch Traps on Tubi.
Should've never been standing outside of the trap. It's a whole lot of enemies. Fake friends they pretend to be. 4 shots get the remedy. D to the A-double-L-A-S. Should've never been standing outside of the trap. D to the A-double-L-A-S. Should've never been standing outside of the trap.
You here to take somebody to jail?
Everybody get on the motherfucking ground!
Get the fuck out of my yard.
Don't make the same mistake your daddy did.
And to spin back quick, can't wait another day. Don't stumble up in that, fumble up in that, mumble nothing by traps. No telling lies, don't televise, stay humble up in them traps.
That was Traps. When I came home for a year straight, I ain't touched no dope. I wouldn't even hang around people who was dealing with it. I was so far away from it, job after job after job. It's really making me emotional to say that, because not only was I trying to do it right, out of all the righteousness I was doing, speaking engagement, church after church after church, asked me to come doing it for free, or they taking up an offering, and you 200-300 people in there, they getting you. I ain't saying that I'm ungrateful. I'm appreciative for everything. But after 10 years in prison, coming home to really nothing and trying to do it right, yo, check $250. You already living with somebody. Ain't nobody. I got 2 pair of shoes, 10 outfits to wear then for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? I can't even afford to really go get a haircut before I went bald, because I couldn't afford to spend nothing. I ain't got no EBT. I'm going to get, if I go to get groceries, I'm having to pay cash. Until somebody did tell me, well, you know, you can get on food stamp. But that was when they had every able body. So I was only able to get them for a certain amount of time. That ran out. So you got to think, the average, when you paying, let's say you pay $1,500, $1,600 a month, and you got to pay the deposit, and you got to put furniture in there. You gotta wash clothes. You need laundry detergent. You gotta use the water. You got all of these bills. You're gonna be out of $2,000-3,000 a month, and then you gotta pay. You need at least $7,000-8,000 saved before you can even do that. You don't even, and then they paying you $250, $300 a month. It's gonna take you a year to get on your feet like that. And when you done had some before, or even if you ain't had it, and you believe in yourself, everything is not gonna sit right in your spirit. Everything in you is gonna tell you to go get it. That's what, when the scripture tell you in Proverbs, don't basically, this ain't word for word, don't fault a man who went and stole that food to eat because he was hungry. And I ain't saying that to condone people going and doing evil and wicked stuff, not at all. But at some point, you got to see there's breaking points for people who done tried, and it just, the way the system is set up, you just can't get ahead. And then you ain't got none of the knowledge and resources for the people to really give you, to enlighten you, to get you to the next level in life. You turn back to whatever you were stressed. Man, listen, I started back hustling. And as soon as I started back hustling, I was making $10,000 a week. I started feeling like myself. But I realized in that I'm deceiving people. I'm lying. And then not only that, people's lives is on the line for what I'm selling. So, man, you got to get me out of this one, because if you don't get me out of this life that I done stepped back into, I'm going to keep going. And then not only that, I'm asking, give me a way. And just so happen, certain things, and it's the consistency. I gotta tell y'all this. I know y'all want me to tell you the story, but I need you to hear me. When he bless you, you need to understand the level of consistency that has to go behind that. You need to understand that just because we have the Most High sitting on the throne and he bless you, it does not mean if you squander it, he's going to keep on
No, you got to get better with your finances. You got to get better with your surroundings. You got to get better with the people that you hang around. You got to get better at things, because if you don't, you're going to end up right back in the situation he snatched you out of. And you're going to be in a repeated cycle of every time you feel like you're taking 2 steps forward, you're taking 18 steps back, because you ain't changed certain things, and it ain't got nothing to do with the enemy. It's you making certain choices that's not allowing you to continue to progress and you have to understand that. That was another reason why I left home. But anyway, so we sitting there and Tiny explained that, and my dad say, yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's one thing, Tiny, man, I tell Boo all the time. Man, these people come in here, man, done had chance after chance after chance, man. And I know what I did was wrong, man. I just need one. That's how my dad used to say all the time. I just need one. He gonna get it. He gonna get it. I just need one. That's all he used to say all the time, right? Then these people come back in here, man, and then they come with these side stories and this and that. Man, my dad would tell me, man, if I had to sleep under a bridge before I went and broke that law, I'm gonna go sleep under that bridge and wake up and realize, man, I ain't doing nothing to put me back in that situation. But that's easier said than done when you sit in there. But my dad's situation was different. But he seen people with 30. Man, listen. But anyway. So a few days go by. One of the folks done heard he is supposed to be the folks. Help come to the cell. Big Joe, my daddy, man, Boo, get the door. I get the door. Help come in. Man, bless his cell. Man, oh. Man, why folk down there tripping on Ray D for? My daddy said, who? He say who it is. My daddy say, you know, a hard head make a soft. Him say, you right. And I told him, leave him alone. My daddy said, and you know he ain't scared, right? But he is older. My Hemp say, he older now too. My daddy look and say, and a scared man will kill you. Hemp say, man, I'm telling folk leave that alone. My daddy say, let him find out the hard way. Hemp said, I can't let that happen. My dad said, I ain't saying let Ray D kill him. He said, you think Ray D will kill him? Hemp said, man, what he did to the man down there in Brushing Mountain, he older now. He ain't finna let nobody fool him. I know Ray D I know he armed and dangerous down there. He ain't finna. My dad said, let me talk to him. He said, all right. Cause I know that's what Hemp came up with for. He want my daddy to be the mediator and talk to Ray D. I turned to my daddy. I said, you ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got nothing to do with that. What you want to talk to Ray D for? I don't even want Ray D up here. I don't like Ray D. My dad said, man, Boo, you got to look out for people, man. You know. I said, well, it ain't Ray D I think you need to talk to. I think you need to talk to the folk. He said, I'm going to talk to him too. I said, I think you need to talk to him first. Because if you talk to him and he leave Ray D alone, then ain't no sense in talking to Ray D. He said, nah, Boo, I'm telling you. My best bet is to go ahead and talk to Ray D. Because if he already done said something to Ray D already got in his mind what he going to do. I said, well, I think you should talk to the brother first. He said, well, go down there and get him. I said, I most definitely will. He said, dang, you ain't tripping on. I said, I ain't tripping on that, because long Ray D ain't coming through. I'm finna go get him, because I'm scared of Ray D. So, what they done said about Ray D, I don't know what's going on. So I go down there, get the brother, right? The brother ain't really went into details about what it is. He come up to the cell. Come in. Man, bless his cell. Man, what's up, Big Joe? He said, man, sit down real quick. Let me talk to you real quick. He said, hey, what I done did, man? What I done did? He said, man, it ain't what you done did. It's about what you probably gonna get yourself into. I'm trying to keep you from it. Man, I'm straight, man. You talking about dude? My dad said, yeah. My dad said, man, sit down, man. I'm telling you, man, sit down. He said, man, I already know what's up, dude. Man, I ain't tripping on none of that. He said, man, they're my people. My dad said, what you mean? He said, man, dude, the new case he got, like, them my people, man. My dad said, cause my daddy, me and my dad was only in the cell together for 4-5 months. My daddy was already up there a year before I got there. So he knows certain things about them brothers who was there possibly before him, how much time they got, and if they going home. My daddy say, how long you been locked up, bro? How long you been locked up for? Man, going on 10 years, OT, you already know that though. And how much you got left? Man, ain't got nothing about 2, maybe 3, you know what I'm saying? Depending on how these good time going, you know how these white folks is in here, OT. What they got to do with him? My daddy said, so that's your people, your people, right? Yeah. When last time you been to visit? Man, they ain't trying to drive all the way up here on this mountain, man. Oh, okay. When last time you came over here and asked me to get on the phone? Shoot, couple days ago, wasn't it? Couple days ago, when I hollered at you, wasn't it, Lil Joe, when I asked, tell you that I need to get on the J, wasn't it? I said, yeah. What they got to do with you? He said, you get letters and everything? Like, they send you like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You living out the land and stuff, right? Big Joe, what's up? What you trying to say? What I'm saying is, you can't keep being the person you've always been for certain people. Because 9 times out of 10, what done happened is you done call home, you already knew about that, you done figured out who dude is, and now your pride and ego is telling you, you need to retaliate for your people. But let me explain, and your people done you probably already done said that, and they probably gave you the green light and said, yeah, that's him. But let me explain something to you. Especially you the guy. You know what I'm saying? You Larry, right? Yeah, gonna always be. Big Joe, for real. Growth and development. At some point, you gotta elevate in your mind and understand that your people cool with letting you respond the same way probably some of the behavior that put you in here. You've been in here 10 years having to live off the land probably for ain't no telling how long. You coming over here having to get on the phone, which means you ain't got your own phone, and I ain't knocking you, because these things expensive up here. Do you hear me, folks? I'm talking about, bro, $1,500, $2,000? Man, I'd rather get on somebody else's phone, too, because if they come here and get this one, I'm going to be mad at you. I'm gonna be mad, too. He said, man, for real, Joe, $1,500 is crazy. He said, well, man, look, my daddy pushed his leg. When my daddy pushed his leg, I know he doing that to be playful, to keep the situation light. He said, man, look, dude done been in and out the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? You got an opportunity to go home just like my son. You ain't my son, but you the folk. I done been around you. So you a brother to me. Do you think I'd let my son do something right now that got something to do with the same behavior he had that put him in the penitentiary? He said, that's your son, Joe. Of course you wouldn't. He said, you my brother. And I'm telling you, what happened on the street, you can't get vengeance for. That's gonna be blood on your hands again. And the only thing they gonna do is applaud you and say, oh, he got him in there. He got him. I knew he was gonna get him. And they gonna say they knew you was gonna do it because they ain't gonna have the heart to do it. You can't let people continue to send you out and do stuff and them still look at you like you the go guy for them. You gotta call and let them know, yeah, he died. When they talk, when you talk, yeah, he hurt. Well, he needs to cut the one. And let them know, nah, I ain't doing that. I'm finna come home to my family. I'm a changed man. God gotta deal with that. The judge them convicted him. Whatever happened to him ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, the way we've been programmed and conditioned, oh, we ain't sliding that, and you ain't sliding, you ain't, and I'm gonna use the new term there, that ain't standing on business. But see, this is what I've come to understand. Commercial break me, please. Standing on business, and them folks ain't gonna take care of the business for you when you take care of the business. Not only that, when people continue to look at you a certain way, and you change, what they'll do and say is try to turn you back to what you done already turned away from, which means they don't respect the new you. They don't respect the new walk because they need you to be the muscle you've always been because they don't have the heart to do it. And they ain't gonna lay down and do the time. And then not only that, after you there for a certain amount of time, they ain't sending you no money, they ain't coming to see you, and them folks ain't answering their phone. And it took me a long time to realize, man, I'm not getting vengeance for people that in situations that didn't have nothing to do with me. That ain't me being a coward. That's me being wise and understand. That ain't got nothing to do with me. My daddy said, you been here, and let me tell you something, man. Dude ain't no pushover, man. And a scared man will kill you, folk. Man, that man stand up and say, man, Joe, I hear you, man. But man, my people, man, I call out there, man, he done boom, did this, boom. Then he come around here, he walk around here. My dad said, listen, I seen him put in work. Man, what you try? I ain't scared. He said, I ain't. My daddy, he said, I ain't saying you scared. What I'm saying is don't put yourself in a situation that ain't got nothing to do with you. You've been gone for 10 years. That man been in and out of the penitentiary. In and out of the penitentiary. You finna get your first opportunity. He been in and out. You got more to lose than him. And I promise you, he older now. A scared man is different. A scared old man at that. Man, you right. Lil Joe, I said, what's up? I bet you like being in the cell with your daddy, don't you, folks? I said, yeah. He get on your nerve. I said, man, he think he know everything. He said, man, he mess with me though, man. He ain't never steered me wrong, man, though. This a hard pill to swallow though, man. Like, to see somebody walking around in here, you know what I'm saying, done did something to my people, man, and I'm right here. Man. He said, man, but I feel you though. What you think, Lil Joe? What you mean what I think? Man, look, I feel where you coming from. I feel your heart. But look, man, I'm a certain amount of time in this thing though. Somebody come in, man, I already know them folks done already cut me dry. I'm living on the land now. Ain't no way I'm putting in work for somebody, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm trying to get back home to my family and be the man that I desire to be. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, you know, I feel you on that. Man, that was a man love for. He walk out of the cell. I tell my daddy, man, listen, if dude came in here and did something to my close kin, daddy, what you just said wasn't been talking about nothing, he'd have been out of here. My dad said, yeah, right, man, you for real, after all that, man, listen, ain't nobody finna come in here. Why would you do that though, boo? If you that man finna get ready to go home, go to another unit, use your mind, use your head. Why would you do that? So I hit him. So if somebody did something tomorrow, they came in here. Now you talking about my grandbaby now. That's different now. Now that's a different story now. You talking about my grandbaby now. I said, right. Ain't no way. He said, that's different. We both will go. You know what I'm saying? If it's your sister, Tanya, my baby, my sister, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story. We might get somebody to put, but that's a different story right there. I said, exactly. We ain't finna. But he said, but you felt what I said. I feel everything you saying. He said, man, where he been? He said, he been gone 10 years. He finna ready to go home. I guarantee you it's probably just a cousin or something. He just being proud, but he want to do something to that old man. Help come back to the cell. Boom, boom, boom. He come in. Pow. Man, bless his cell. What's up? You talk to him? My dad said, I just talked to bro. He said, man, I think you need to talk to Ray D. Ray D just came to holler at me. I said, nah, we ain't talking Ray D. He said, man, he mad. I told him, you know what I'm saying, I'm finna holler. I said, well, my dad said, I'm gonna go down here and holler at him, let him know I talked to the brother. My dad go out of the cell. I sit on the tower with him. Told him what just went on in the cell. He said my daddy told him right. My daddy down there for 5-10 minutes. He come out of the cell. Him and Ray D, they standing next to each other. They chuckling, doom. Folks standing over there, you know what I'm saying? They both kind of looked over there. It looked like it was mutual. It was a mutual understanding. It's over with, you know what I'm saying? My daddy walked out, came up there, stood on the rail. He was like, I think we're good, boom, boom. 2-3 weeks went by. 2-3 weeks. 2-3 weeks. They on the card table. They on the card table playing card. It get loud. Somebody say something wrong. Ray D so happened to be right there. They arguing. He talking to somebody and he started laughing and folk shout out. Going in on him. Ray D, who you talking to, boy? Man, who know who you, man, who these folk told you I am? Right, me and my daddy here, we come out of the cell, it's Ray D and folk arguing. Of course, the folks go down there. Ray D said, you got that? Y'all got that? Because I know y'all gonna jump me. He go to the cell. My daddy said, this ain't good. This ain't good, man. Man, he go to the cell, sit in the cell, lockdown. We came out from lockdown, boom, 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 boom. Everybody going to chow. He got that coat on. They going towards the door. He grabbed, boom, boom, put the knife on his neck. Just like that. He, man, get up on me. Folk now, I'm standing right there. Hey. Man, if anybody, I'm gonna poke him. Now listen to me now. Man, I told you, leave me alone, because right now I can have you on this phone leaking out right now. I'm telling you now, leave me alone. It's the last time I'm going to tell you. Now if anybody come over here, you might well be ready to go to work, and I done told y'all to tell him, leave me alone. He let him go, boom, he pushed him out. Folk get ready to run up on him. They, hold on, folk. They were like, man, bro, they start surrounding him. Help, stand right there. Help said, hold on, folk, TP, folk. Man, hold on, we're going to handle it. Because Help trying not to let this lockdown go down. When righteously, they should have went on and put the work in on him. Ray D said, man, Help, and now you know I'm straight. I ain't trying to do nothing to the folks. If y'all don't want me in this pod, I go to another pod. Folks them say, it's folks in their pod. You ain't safe nowhere. Man, look, I tried to tell the brother, leave me alone now. Now I just spared his life. Y'all need to leave me alone. He go in the cell, lock himself in the cell. Police don't call the code or nothing. They say they handle the situation. They go on down to the child. Help didn't go. He come up here hollering at my daddy, Joe, man, what you think I need to do about this situation? My dad said, man, leave Ray D alone. What you mean, man? He sit there and did that in front of everybody. Man, you know he can't stand. My dad said, man, look, if y'all go down there and ask that man to check in, he ain't gonna check in. Y'all gonna have to go down there and kill that man. And he gonna fight back. He gonna be ready to stand whatever. The best bet is to go down there and tell bro, squash that with him, man, and swallow that. He could have killed, bro. Y'all would have had to do something. Man, listen, go down there. He said he'll go to another unit. He didn't say he'll go to PC. I'm sitting here listening to this like, I know he did. Joe, you saying he can buck the folk. It's a real situation though. My daddy say, man, leave that alone, Help. Help say, all right. They come back in. He talked to folk. They left it alone. Ray D come up here. Tell my daddy, I don't know if he had anything to do with it, man, but I appreciate that, man. I'm just trying to do my time, stay out of the way. I ain't got no problem with the folk. Y'all, you know how I feel about the folk, man. I had to do that to the brother, but the brother don't understand, man. I ain't one of these people you just sit around and talk to in kind of way. My dad said, I already understand. But let me tell you something. Man, don't have no more word with dude, man. If he say something, man, just walk away, come holler at me or come holler at him. Don't even, cause I'm telling you, Ray D said, man, and you know, Joe, I ain't going. He said, my dad said, and I told him that. And long they know. He walk out of the cell. My dad said, shh. That's all I need. One chance, man. I'm tired, bro. Just one. To get it right.